localexpertinterviews.tv, and today we're going to be interviewing Peter Crouse. Peter Crouse is the President and CEO of Pop-A-Lock Canada. He is a former corporate executive who spent 25 years in the consumer packaged goods industry in a variety of roles in sales, marketing, and strategy. Pete left the corporate world in 2010 and to pursue entrepreneurial career and joined Pop-A-Lock. Pop-A-Lock is the world's largest locksmith organization. Pop-A-Lock is now operating in 3 countries, the United States, Canada, and Australia. Hi, Pete. How you doing?
Good, Michael. How are you?
Fantastic. Pete, tell us a little bit about Pop-A-Lock.
Sure. Pop-A-Lock was founded in 1991 in Lafayette, Louisiana. For those that don't know, it's about 2 hours west of New Orleans. It was founded by 2 local law enforcement officers who, at the time, realized there was a need in the community for a car door unlocking business. That's all this business was when it started. And in 1995, they decided to franchise that business, and it's evolved to a full-service locksmithing business. So not only do we still do car door unlocking, but we do automotive, we do residential and commercial. We also provide a program called EDU. And the company itself has now expanded into 3 countries. So it's domestic United States, we've moved into Australia, and in the last 20 months, we've moved into the Canadian marketplace.
Pete, Pop-A-Lock sounds like a great opportunity. What got you so excited about the opportunity?
Well, I left corporate in 2010 after a successful career in consumer packaged goods with PepsiCo, and started to look around for some unique opportunities or small business, entrepreneurial. And one of them that led me to was Pop-A-Lock. As I researched the opportunity and realized that the same issues that existed in the United States existed in our country, a fragmented mom-and-pop category. There is no nationwide locksmith company in Canada, so the opportunity was to create one. And so it began the whole pursuit of franchise development.
I understand this is a franchise model. Tell our viewers a little bit more about your typical franchisee, their previous experiences, their knowledge of the industry. How do they get started?
Yeah, you bet. It's really interesting. All of our franchisees have no previous locksmithing experience. They're all Fortune 500 corporate executives who have been looking for entrepreneurial opportunities as well. So I've got some people that have been in the banking industry, electronics, corporate wealth management. And so what they do is they bring their critical experience and skill sets to run these businesses. We help them recruit the technicians in the field. We help them order the equipment and guide them on how to do the business development and the marketing in their local territories. Typically, a new franchisee potential recruit will take about 90 to 120 days to work through the process. So we ask people to get educated on the category, which I help them do, and then to reach out and talk to other franchisees, both here in our country and in the United States in particular, to really get a sense of what does it take to be successful in this business. And then finally, what we ask them to do is take a flight to Lafayette to spend a day with the franchisor. It's called a Join the Team Day, and they get a real chance to meet the people they'll be working with once their business is up and running.
I understand. That sounds like a pretty successful system. And I understand you've been building this franchise in Canada for about 20 months, and you currently have 15 franchises established. How is it going in these early stages?
Yeah, it's actually well ahead of our expectations. When we first looked at the business, we thought it may take 3 years to get eight franchise locations up and running. And as you mentioned, we're at 15 in the first 20 months. So we've had explosive growth. We've actually got coverage now coast to coast, and then here in the Ontario market, specifically in the Greater Toronto area and the city of Ottawa. And the great news is for the franchisees in the field in the early days, the business actually works. You know, we're getting calls. We don't create the need. The need is there every day. And the real challenge for the franchisee is to provide the service, but more importantly, to do the business development, the marketing, to create the top of mind awareness that is needed in order to successfully drive the revenues.
Okay. You know, when we were talking earlier, you mentioned a program called EDU. What's that stand for, and what's it all about?
Yeah, EDU stands for Emergency Door Unlocking, and this is one of the things that the police officers committed to back when they started the business, that at any time that a pet, an elderly person, or a child ever gets locked in a vehicle by mistake, that they would provide that service, rescue that person free of charge to the community. In fact, we have now saved over 350,000 people since the program began. It just recently got rebranded to PAL Saves Lives, but it is our pledge and our commitment back to the first responders and the community.
I understand. It sounds like Pop-A-Lock is very community aware. Can you tell me a little bit more about your services? For instance, other automotive services. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I think it's important as people get into this business. There certainly is opportunity in residential and commercial, but I think automotive is a very unique one. Not many locksmiths have invested in themselves, in the capabilities or the tools required to do automotive. Most people think they need to go back to the dealer to replace a key or to get a new key for their car. For the past 15 years, every key made in the automotive sector has a chip in it. So not only does that key need to be cut, but it needs to be programmed to the vehicle as well. And what we do is we provide a mobile service to come to you, either to your business or to your residence, so the vehicle doesn't have to be towed back to the dealer. And we can do it for a far less cost than what you would do if you were dealing with a dealer as well. So we really think it's a great program. It really appeals to both, obviously, the B2C, but also to many B2B opportunities, rental car agencies, auto dealers, anybody who has a fleet of vehicles.
Boy, this interview has given me a lot of really great information about Pop-A-Lock. If somebody watching this video was interested in contacting you about this opportunity, how would they go about doing that?
I think I would recommend the first thing they do is they go on to either popalock.com or .ca. They can get a good sense of the categories that we play in and the services that we provide. I think we look a lot different than the industry right now. And then the next step would be to contact me directly, either Pete Crouse at popalock.ca or at 905-990-0552. And again, I can help them navigate through the education and the due diligence process.
Pete, like I said, you've given us a lot of really great information about Pop-A-Lock and the entire Pop-A-Lock franchise. I'd like to thank you for your time on this interview, and we'd really like to go ahead and get some more information, and we'll provide that at the end of this video. Pete, thanks again for coming on board with us.
Well, I really appreciate the time, Michael. Have a great day.